It was a common sight in the 80s and 90s, not quite as frequent since, but it's back. Playoff football in the Bay Area here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Quick the edge, quick the edge. Come. Kill. 11.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch 98. Watch 98. Hey, 5-7. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch switch. Check 26.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
65. You got 4 down. Watch 98. Watch 98. 21. Watch the screen. Alert 3. Lock.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10.
Hey, gun.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 9.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, You often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. On second down now, it's Coleman, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
He's coming. We got double up.
Right back to Coleman here on first down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Dante Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes the 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier.
Slam. Switch. He's crashing. White.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to air one out. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
80 weapon. Shift. Back. Lock. 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. Get that quarterback at all costs.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. That's caught. It's the rookie Deebo Samuel. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. 11.
On second down, it's Coleman.
Check 4.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Hey, echo.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie first-rounder from Michigan, Devin Bush. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Push him back. 22, 44. Hey, Alpha.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Finds his running back, James Conner. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 45-yard line.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots in the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd and 7, Roethlisberger. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
You mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Like 80. 54. Show that bench release and go.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Ebron's got it. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Roethlisberger will hand to Conner, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Jack 16. Hey, Haywood. 54 Mike. Get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. 54 is Mike. 55.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He'll find Smith-Schuster again. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Roethlisberger now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Roethlisberger will stay out there, and they're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. A desperation heave for the end zone. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I got you. 98, watch 98. 98's the mic. Hey, that QB hot.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice and ambitious effort, but it's well short. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Connor. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
First down, Steelers.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll go with Snell here on first down. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Here we go.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know, when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Here's Snell yet again. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
It's second and 8 at the 18-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Easy.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. That's complete to his running back, Connor. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
First and goal.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Check. 3 down. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Check.
On third and goal, Roethlisberger. Escaping the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So now fourth down looming. Remember, these guys went for it on their last drive, but it didn't work out.
Well, even though it didn't work out, I would not be surprised at all if they went ahead and did it again.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Darn right.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on second and 14.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
12 yards on the pickup.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They start the drive with Punter. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Easy. 6-6. Pull it high.
They'll stay on the ground with Punter again. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. That had disaster written all over it. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Pick it up. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to... Hey, go. One, Omaha. Watch out. Slam.
From the 27, Garoppolo. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
What you just saw there, 1st-round talent, 2nd year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go. Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So it didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Bravo. 198. Hey, gun.
There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Open man is born. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw is Garoppolo. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season. Really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington.
He's checking. Crash. 13. Hey, check 24. Check 24. 13. Undercrunch.
On first down, Coleman. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Here we go.
The Niners on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8.
Jim. Under 10. 10. 65.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
2 times. Take both of them. 3 down. Check.
Again, a run with counter. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 20-yard line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Boswell has this one going left. No good. He missed it left. And this score will stay right where it is. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
I got this. 98's the mic. Switch up. Wide. Get wide. Quick the edge. Come. Kill.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now. 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And they'll get midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to Connor here on first. And he'll be taken down at the 34. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
Roethlisberger going to throw it. This is caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And that score should be the proverbial icing on the old cake.
What kind of cake?
I go white cake, peanut butter frosting.
I like the way you think, and I think they may celebrate with exactly that cake when this game's over.
I'm going down to the locker room. Well, we saw action to the final whistle in this one. Not only the touchdown at the end to add to their lead, then they tried to put more on top of the 2-point conversion but didn't get it.
That's someone that wants to win and by as many as possible. They don't get the 2-point conversion to add on top, but just the idea of going for it with that type of a lead already when they didn't need to do so, that tells you what his mentality is. He is an attack, attack, attack coach. Always attack.
So for the Steelers, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.